Do you learn best through repetition? Do you normally need to see something more than once in order to understand it completely? I will show you how to solve this Sudoku by applying the same strategy, not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 times. So you can not only solve the green cells, but remember how to find the strategy in all your Sudokus. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go, and with that, it's solving time. Where can the ones go up here in block 2? You have a 1 in row 1, a 1 in row 6. Only 2 possibilities. I'll make what's called Snyder notation. Anytime in a 3x3 block, you have 2 possibilities for a candidate. Mark it. And in case we solve one of these cells, we can solve the other right away. We need to find some Snyder notation if you're going to get the restrictions in this puzzle that will set up our main strategy. Where can the ones go in block 6? So this one and this one, Snyder one's right there. That's all for the ones. Now for the twos, where can a 2 go in block 7? You have this 2 and that 2. 2 possibilities for a 2. Greetings, friend. Each Friday in May, I'm bringing you a featured selection from the Sudoku Gospel. Sam Kappelman Lines, Jovial, Philip Newman, and Shy, 4 of the world's top setters, created the Sudoku Gospel to teach you new and wonderful strategies. Philip Newman created this puzzle to get you familiar with one particular Sudoku strategy. Thank you so much, Philip, for this fantastic puzzle. Now, where can the 3 go in block 7? I'll show you a nice little trick here. Because you have a 2 cutting here and the 2 coming down, you might notice that the 3 is also in the same column and the same row. And so you're going to end up with Snyder 3s on top of the Snyder 2s. And whenever you see this situation, you found yourself a hidden pair. Since the 2 and the 3 both have to be in block 7 and they're limited to the same 2 cells, no other candidates can be in those 2 cells. Now, where can a 3 go up in block 3? You have a 3 here, you got a 3 here. 2 possibilities, Snyder 3 is right there. And then in block 5, with these 2 3s, 2 possibilities. And then with these 2 3s, Snyder 3s in block 6. And then in block 8, with these 3s right here. So a lot of restrictions on the 3s. We'll keep that in mind. How about the 4s? Look where 4 can go in block 6. You might notice you have a 3 4 here, 3 4 here. So the 4s are limited in the same spots as the 3s. We found another hidden pair. And then in block 8, 3 4, 3 4, another hidden pair. Snyder on top of each other. Okay, so we've found 3 hidden pairs so far. Now how about the 5s? Where can they go in block 3? You got this 5, you got this 5. 2 possibilities for a 5 right there. And then in block 6, this 5 and this 5. Snyder 5s in block 6. And in block 7, this 5 and this 5. Snyder 5s right there. And then in block 8, with these 2 5s, got Snyder 5s. We have not solved a cell yet, but we're again making plenty of restrictions here. 6s, you can look here in block 5 because of these 2 6s. Snyder 6s right there. And then in block 9, with these 2 6s, Snyder 6s right there. And then the 7s, these 2 7s, only 2 possibilities. I'll mark that. And then in block 9, with these 2 7s, you can do Snyder 9s or Snyder 7s in block 9. And then with the 8s, you may notice these 2 8s force the 8th in the same spot as the 6s. Snyder on top, we have a hidden pair. There are no given 9s. We're not going to find any Snyder 9s at this point. And so, we're at a spot where we've done all Snyder rotation. We haven't solved a cell yet. That's why we need an advanced strategy. At this point, you're either going to look for single candidate strategies or you're going to look at the BVCs. We need to look at the single candidate strategy. So let's look at where the ones can be in this puzzle. You can use the Snyder ones right there. 1 here, 1 there, Because of the hidden pair, we can eliminate the ones from these cells. One's there and one's there. All right, put them in blue. And you may look for candidate strategies looking for two-string kites, skyscrapers, X-wing, swordfish, X-chains. Not really seeing anything here. I mean, there's a couple of things that look promising, like you have these 3 cells, and you have these 2. They don't quite match up. You can't do anything with that. You got this, and you got these. You can't really make anything with the ones. So let's remove the ones, and let's look at the 2s. What can we do with the 2s? All right. 2's going to be right there. They can be here. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. All right, let's just start over here with the 2s. 2's there. 2's here. 2's there. 2's with the hidden pair. 2's right there. 2's could be in that green cell. Okay. And that's where all the 2's. Let's make this right. Okay. Now that's where all the 2's can be. And we don't quite have any strategies that we can use with the 2's either. All right, let's try the 3's. Where can the 3's go? And this is an interesting pattern. It's a little bit similar with the 2's, but we couldn't get anywhere. You notice the 3's are in the 3 different digits. They're in 3 different bands. The top, one's in the middle, and one's in the bottom band. Is called belts when you go with the 3x3 across. But they're also in the left, center, and right bands. Those are called towers. When you have this situation, more than likely you will find this advanced strategy that's about to pop up here for us. So let's mark where all the 3's can go. Okay. And we had quite a bit of restrictions with the 3's, if you remember. A lot of Snyder markings there. All right, let's look here in column 2. Let's look here in column 5. And look in column 8. And I'll put those in orange. You may notice that in those 3 columns, columns 2, 5, and 8, the 3's are limited to the same 3 rows. Rows 1, 6, and 7. Now there's only 2 3's in there, but you can have 2 or 3 of these. Like we could put an extra 3 right there, it'd still be limited. We could put an extra 3 there, it'd still be limited, or right there. So what this means is, you know, in this column 2, you could put a 3 right here. That would force a 3 here because that couldn't be a 3 anymore, which would force a 3 right there. Okay? If it's not here, the 3 could be there, which would force a 3 here in column 5. No 3 there, it forces a 3 right there. So what you notice in those columns, the 3's have to be in the orange cells in the same 3 rows. You found a Sudoku swordfish. This is Sudoku swordfish. And what this means is these columns are our base sets, the columns. And so the rows 1, 6, and 7, we can eliminate any 3 outside those orange cells. You can eliminate a 3 from this cell. So what can this be? It can't be a 1, 2, it can't be a 3 anymore. It could be a 4, can't be a 5, it could be a 6, it could be a 7, can't be an 8, or it could be a 9. So we just eliminated the 3 from right there. Awesome. This is the cool strategy you have to find. Okay, but we're not done. That was only the first time we applied it. Something else you may notice, if you're astute about the swordfish, you could have went, wait, Timberlake, I see my swordfish not in the columns, but in these rows. I'm looking at rows 3, 4, and 9, and they're limited to the same 3 columns. Yes, that is this is a symmetrical swordfish. So it's not only could you find it using the columns, you could have looked across the rows, and you'd also get a swordfish that has the same exact elimination. You'd still eliminate 3 from right there. That's the beauty of this. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to use the columns as my base sets for all subsequent swordfish. All right, let's Get rid of all of our blue. Let's get rid of all our orange. And now, what can we do with the 4s here? Okay, where can the 4s be? You might notice there's a top, middle, bottom band, left, center, right. Good chance there might be another swordfish here. Let's do that. Do that. The 4s could be in the green cells. Do this. And use our 3-4 hidden pair. And where can the 4s be? All right. Same columns, actually. 2, 5, and 8. You might see there's another swordfish. In columns 2, 5, and 8, the 4s are limited to the same 3 rows. Rows 1, row 6, and row 7. And you'll notice this time we can eliminate all the additional 4s from rows 1, 6, and 7 outside the orange cells. So this cell right here, this is our green cell. It can't be a 1. It could be a 2. Can't be a 3. Now it can't be a 4. Could be a 5. Could be a 6. Can't be a 7 or an 8. And it could be a 9. So I'll mark all that. We just eliminated a 4 from right there. You can eliminate a 4 from this cell as well. There and here. I'll eliminate the colors there, but I'm not going to fill out these cells. They're not critical to the solve. If you want at home, you can fill in these cells, remove the 4s, and see what you get. I'm focusing on the green cells here for these eliminations. Just want to make that clear. There are more eliminations than what I am showing. Okay, we just did the 4s. How about the 5s? All right, we got a top, middle, bottom. We got a left, center, right. Good chance we're going to have another swordfish here. Let's see. 5s go there, 5s go here, 5s go there, and 5s go here. All right. Mark that. And let's see here. Now we can do columns 3, 4, and 9. So a little bit different on the columns. Same idea. We still got another swordfish, right? They're limited to rows 1, 6, and 7 in columns 3, 4, and 9. You could eliminate a 5 from right there if you choose, but you'll notice because of this row, you eliminated 5 from right there, from our green cell. And I gotta get that green back in there. Somehow I eliminated the green, didn't mean to. Alrighty, we just did the 5s. We've done 3 swordfish. I think I promised you more than 3 though. Let's look at the 6s. What can we do with the 6s? This is a little interesting. So we got top, and then we have 2 in the bottom. And I just said you need top, middle, bottom. Well, you may not need that. Let's see if we can still make a swordfish out of these 6s. Right here, right here, right there. Our nice hidden pair of 6s. Our Snyder 6s. Okay. Let's see here. Do we have a swordfish? Well, if you look here in column 3, 4, and 9, it looks like the 6s are restricted to the same 3 rows. Rows 1, 4, and 6. And yes, you can have a swordfish where 2 of the base sets are in the same block. That's okay. Still the same effect. In columns 3, 4, and 9, the 6s are limited to rows 1, 4, and 6. We cannot have a 6 outside of the orange cells in these rows. Move a 6 from right there. You put a 6 there, you'll see quickly that you will break the puzzle. If you want, you can try that. And just for coloring sakes, we could also remove the 6s from there, but we can remove a 6 from our green cell. Very important. Okay? And then how about the 7s? And I see what I did. I removed those green cells by clicking on that digit. Sorry about that. All right, similar to 6s, we got 2 7s over here and 1 here. We still got 3 7s. Where can our 7s be? 2 there and 3 here. And we can do 7s right there. Okay, let's look here. Column 3, column 4, and column 9. Hopefully, you've gotten good at spotting these patterns. The 7s are limited to the same rows. Rows 1, 7, and 9. Same 3 rows. we found a Sudoku Swordfish again. This time you can eliminate from these cells, but more importantly, eliminate a 7 from right there, and we can eliminate the 4. I'm not sure why I did not eliminate the 4 from right there, but that 4 is gone. Awesome. And what does this mean? It means we're going to be able to solve a cell here. All right. So let's remove the orange, just remove the blue, and all that work, 5 strategies. Hopefully now you can see how swordfish are found. So please, please, please let me and the other viewers know if you saw the swordfish in this puzzle. I'm trying to build the best Sudoku community on YouTube. Start with your interaction. I value your comments so much. I respond to each and every one of them because now we can solve this cell for a 9, which allows us to solve our other green cell for a 2. And we're going to open some things up now. If you just need a little bit more explanation on swordfish, check out this tutorial. We're going to do what I call following the Snyder. Now that we put this 2 here, we can disambiguate the 3, 2 here in block 7 and get our 3 in the corner. Dun, dun, dun. And now with these 3s and this 3, solve for 3 here. Displacing the Snyder 3 here, solve this for a 3. Disambiguating the 4 and the 3 right there, which allows us to displace the Snyder and solve for 3 there. Disambiguating the 4, 3 in block 8. And we've taken care of all of the 3s. All right, let's look at the 4s now. Because we have these 2 4s and this 4, we can solve for 4 here in block 4. And then with these 2 4s and this 4, we can solve for 4 in block 1. What else can we do with the 4s? We got these 2 4s, these 2 4s, we can solve for 4 in block 9. And then with these 2 4s and these 2 4s, we can solve for 4 in block 2. And we took care of all of the 4s. All right, the 2s, you have a 2 here, and you have a 2 right there. So it actually creates a pointing pair of 2s. I haven't covered pointing pairs. Since the 2s are restricted in block 3 to the same column, a 2 cannot be in that column outside the block. If you try to put a 2 here or here, you'd have no place to put a 2 in block 3. It'd break it. So we have this pointing pair of 2s here. You have this 2 here. You got this 2. We can solve for a 2 now in block 9. And then with this 2 and this 2, you actually create another pointing pair of 2s in block 2. To go along with this 2 and this 2, we can solve for 2 in block 5, displacing that Snyder 7. Okay, after solving that, we can look at the 8s now. You have this 8 and you have this 8. Create another pointing pair of 8s in block 4. With this 8, you can only have an 8 here in block 1 now. And then with this 8 and the 8 in column 9, we can solve for an 8 in block 3, disambiguating the 6, 8 right here. We are making some great progress. And now with this 8, you'll notice the 8s are restricted to the same 2 spots as the 6s. So we have a 6, 8 hidden pair, but they also act as a pointing pair. So with that 8, these 8s, and these 2 8s, we can solve for an 8 here, displacing our Snyder 2, allowing us to solve for 2 now in block 3 as well. And so we have a 6, 8 right here. We know this now has to be a 9. Let's come down here. What you might notice is, what can this cell be right here? All right, can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, or 8. It could be a 5, 6, or a 9. Well, I got a 5 and 6 here in the block. So this has to be a naked single 9 now. And now with that 9 and this 9, we can solve for a 9 in block 3. And then with these 2 9s, we can solve for a 9 right here, displacing that Snyder 1. And with these 2 9s, we can solve for a 9 right here, displacing that Snyder 5, which also displaces this Snyder 5. And you see how we just kind of follow the Snyder and create more solves here. And that's not all, because we now have a full house in column 5. There's only 1 cell missing, so we know we can solve with certainty that this has to be a 7. Okay, and so now we have another full house here in block 6. The only cell we're missing, we got a 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're just missing a 5 right there. So we can displace that Snyder 5, solve for a 5 over here. Displace this Snyder 5, solve for a 5 right there. And now we're going to do a little sweep in the blocks here because, again, we have another full house. We're just missing a 7 right there. And so now we just swept out block 2. We can sweep out block 3. That has to be a 6. And then we can look across and let's try to sweep out block 1. The only thing we're missing is a 1 in row 3. And then in row 5, we're just missing a 7. And so now we can put our 6 right here in block 1. Awesome. And then we can come over here. Let's see if we can sweep out block 6. Well, I don't see a 1. It's a possibility. Do that for a 1. And then we just need a 6 and a 9. I got my 9 right here. So that's got to be your 9. That's got to be your 6. Awesome. Let's sweep out block 8 because there's only one possibility left. It's got to be a 1. I don't see a 1 in block 9, so that's got to be your 1. Displacing that Snyder 7. And then with these two 7s, we're going to sweep out block 7 because that has to be your 7. Only place a 1 goes right there, and then we have a 9 that goes right there. Awesome. Let's sweep out block 5, right? Because we got the 6 here. We're going to disambiguate the 8 and the 6 right there, which allows us to displace that Snyder 8. We have one possibility left in row 4, so we can do that. We got one possibility left in row 6, and so we can solve that as well. So we have 2 candidates left. Easiest way for me to find this is actually look here in the block first and go, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I need a 6 and a 9. Then I'm going to drag and pull one of those down. I saw the 9 as the green cell first, so that's got to be your 9. Our last digit is a 6. See if you can spot the swordfish in this next puzzle by Philip Newman. Thank you so much for watching.